We need your support. Click the like buttons below. Now onto the video. Welcome to readtheticker.com. Today we're going to investigate Bitcoin and its controlled price action by the channels that it has around it. Channels, especially over long-term price action, governs trend action. They're very successful and they're worth reviewing. So here we have the Bitcoin chart, Bitstamp USD. It's a weekly chart. This is a log chart. So it shows the price action evenly spread over percentage movement. So here we have our green channel and we have our points for the channel there, and here. Those are the 3 points we need to draw a channel. We had our Mt. Cox crisis, we might say. We had our outer break of the channel line, so the speed was moving nice, but price broke the outer channel, demand wasn't there, and once again we are in the same situation. We've got the same channel, our outer break test. Now you notice between the two solid lines the width is the same width as the solid line to the dotted line. So we've got speed of advance is equal to the speed of advance of the rally that was that ended in 2018. And as you notice, the where is it? This line here. The peak of the rally in 2018 was resistance on the solid lower channel line. That's no coincidence. So their channels have attraction points of start and ending of price moves. So the question we have now, will Bitcoin price continue its speed of advance equal to the original channel that was formed back in 2011 to 2014? This is when everyone got interested in, and the trend advances relative to expectations of the Bitcoin technology and its advancement. So if it is to continue, let's say we have a 3-year outlook. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 2022. Let's say there's a financial crisis and currencies and all sorts of things are thrown into disarray and gold goes up. If we were to use the same logic in this rally here, 3 years, we would be looking at an advance of 3 years and a stop out about there, which gets to nearly an unbelievable 1 million price tag in Bitcoin. Now wouldn't that send to everyone screaming of a bubble and I tulip and everything like that? But that's if the advance of the Bitcoin technology is equal to the prior two advances. Now, before you start, laughing and scoffing at this, just consider the Apple price chart. Here we have 3 advances along the original channel, same speed. Obviously, advances at different times. This is a 5-year advance. This is a more of a 2-year advance, a 2-year advance. So, but the speed's the same. So it does happen, and it does exist in popular, iconic securities. So if we get a 2-year advance along the green channel, let's say we'll price targets 200,000, or between 100 and 200,000. So that's feasible. So that means everything is running along normal. There's no Bitcoin code failures. There's no obstruction from government. Big money institutions and hedge funds get behind it, because obviously to take Bitcoin from, I think it is out 3,000 or 4,000 today, to get it up to close to $100,000 to $200,000, that's going to be, over $1 trillion, or nearly $1.5 trillion of market cap. That means it's going to be equal to Apple market cap. That'd be sure one large move. Okay, that's one consideration. Another consideration is that because we now have 2 major tops, 2 major pivots, maybe the channel speed has changed. We'll just refresh the chart, load a new channel. maybe the speed of the channel has switched from green to blue. Now, so long as this point here holds, we can forecast a 3-year target and a 2-year target. So let's have a look at a 2-year target, 3-year target. It goes up to this dotted line because it's hold support here. So you're looking at 2 or 3-year target as probably around the 30,000 to the 80,000 mark for 2 years, 30,000, and 3 years close to the 75, 80, 90, 100,000 mark. Now, if we get a critical failure at this level here, like we did here, and it bases out for a lot longer, that means it might go down to 1,700, 1,500 over the next 12 months. Now, if we get a critical failure like that, what would that mean? Would that mean a code breach, a code failure, which is highly unlikely at the moment, even though we did have a critical bug found 3 months ago in a Bitcoin code, was the inflation bug. That means inflation could just turn up anywhere and free coin was just issued to anybody, and that was all fixed. Or let's say we have some regulation problems and it's outlawed and it becomes an outlaw. But it probably still exists because, they tried to outlaw marijuana, and that still exists, doesn't it? So, unless there's something really challenging that comes along with and really affects price action, or maybe one fundamental factor is that some of the large wallets that haven't had any movement on them, like the original Satoshi wallet, they start to sell. So that means the supply overcomes the demand quite catastrophically. So those things could happen, and we could be forced down to 1,000, and we base out for a year or so, and therefore our target in 3 years would be something like 25,000 in 3 years, rather than 50,000 or whatever it was I sent it. So let's assume there's no catastrophic failure, and Bitcoin does not go down to below 2,000. Let's assume the code holds. Let's assume there's no big movement in the large wallets to sell. Let's assume the governments and the regulatory bodies and the hedge funds and institutions get behind it. I'm going to assume the conservative approach that the speed has changed, and maybe the blue channel might be in charge, and we might get a consolidation for 9 months, and therefore a 3-year outlook. There's a conservative target of this target area here, which is 100,000, I would suggest. Well, let's just draw it. $50,000 to 100,000, which will obviously be quite phenomenal along the blue channel. That's 20 times your money. It's quite a large return. That's if the enthusiasm holds, and the trend from the previous 2 channel still exists, which is highly likely. As we have shown with the Apple chart, the enthusiasm is still around for Bitcoin. New money has the ability to come in that wasn't in before. There are the regulations, and governments around the world are looking at it, and they're finding favour with its use. For example, they haven't regulated it out of existence. The large whale accounts have not moved. As long as the code holds, which it has done for 10 years, and they can fix it pretty good, we can be positive that a 3-year outlook for Bitcoin is above 50,000 and close to 100,000 based on the blue channel lines. And as expressed before, the green channel lines work for the rally up to 2018. On a conservative basis, the blue channel lines will work going for the next 3 years, and on a rather aggressive basis, which we'll know in the next 3 to 6 months, or maybe the year, where the green channel lines are working, which obviously be a very, very aggressive stance. So if you're new to Bitcoin, you've got 3 to 6 months to probably gauge which channel is going to be working. 2,000 support holds, which basically means demand there. And also next 3, 6, 9 months will prove and the big accounts aren't selling, and the mood and the climate for Bitcoin is positive, I can't see why the advance should not continue. The green channel lines would get a positive boost that they are in control if 6 or 7, 8,000 Bitcoin is recovered rather quickly within the next 3 months. Let's wait and see. I'm picking the blue channels are in control, and we're going to be a 3 to 6 months, 9 month pattern, and we'll still get advances for the next 3 years. Thanks for watching.